All right, what's up, everybody? Hopefully, please give me some feedback. Hopefully, everything will be better now with the sound and all that. That probably didn't sound very nice. Um, I also am in the correct orientation here for you. Oh no, stop it. Okay, hi, hello, welcome. Please, actually, I heard myself for a second. Sounded pretty good there. Sorry about that. So, if you weren't there, I kind of messed up. I tried to. Streamlabs has an app on the phone which should make streaming better. Um, and for whatever reason, like I went to select my like upcoming event, and it just started streaming. Like it didn't have a go live button, which is kind of messed up. But that's all right. And then I was told the sound was not very good. So, welcome to Grounded, episode 16. This is my Q&A live stream that I try to do every other week, but I kind of been messing up lately. I've been so busy. I've been skipping out, and a little more explanation, a little more background for you. Um, I've noticed that if I do um, a live stream like the same day as a video release, it kind of kills that video. I don't know if it's just coincidence or anything, but pretty much, thank you, Ben. Glad to hear it's working. Pretty much every time I've released a video and then like I usually release them in the morning and then I do a live stream that night, it kills it. Like the video just stops getting recommended or whatever. So I try to avoid that, and I've been doing a lot of videos lately. So anyway, that's why I kind of haven't done one of these in a while, but I missed it. I do like, this is one of my favorite things on YouTube to do, is just to kind of relax and talk with everybody. It's a good way to do back and forth. We still get a lot of really good questions from people that are new to Tesla or YouTube or anything like that. So giant baby hit the button. Welcome back. This is again Grounded episode 16 Q&A live stream. Today we're going to be talking about some Tesla stuff. The stock has been doing crazy things, which is always interesting. Lucid unveiled their car tonight, which I actually kind of forgot. I didn't make this live stream the same day on purpose, but we can definitely talk about it because it's a really cool, interesting looking car. So I'll go over some of the news for maybe 15 minutes or so for you podcast people. You can hear some cool stuff, and then I do a back and forth. I answer questions. I talk with everybody. I will do my best to clearly and loudly enunciate the questions. I know sometimes I tend to trail off and mumble a little bit, which if you're listening to audio would not be fun. But so let me talk about some of the things I have here. I'm assuming it's going to be a pretty light live stream tonight. There's a lot going on YouTube, especially with Lucid, and with the stream getting messed up and me having to start a new one. That usually ruins everything. But that's all right. We have 37 people right now, so welcome everybody. Glad you're here. So first thing I got, some news that came out today. It looks like the Giga Press at Fremont has started making parts for the Model Y. So if you're not familiar, Tesla has commissioned this gigantic, it's the biggest in the world, press to make these rear castings for the Model Y. And in older or traditional vehicles, even, including the Model 3, that rear casting was, I think they said upwards of 70 pieces or something like that. And in the Model Y, it was already down to 2 pieces. And now with this new giant press, they can make it just 1 piece. And I guess this has nothing but benefits. Whereas I'm sure this press costs tons of money. It makes the casting stronger. It makes them lighter, so that's good for efficiency. They're faster and easier to produce. They use less materials. So pretty much everything, cost goes down, safety goes up, strength goes up, efficiency goes up. So this is pretty huge news, and I guess Tesla's the first OEM vehicle manufacturer to do something like this. And they are going to, I did not, but I'm not probably going to respond to that, Satin. We'll see. But so this is like huge news. Hello, Dax, welcome. Because it can bring costs down, and it may be related to why we saw the Model Y price drop, a couple months ago. Maybe not. But so now we're seeing some rear casting sitting next to this huge press outside at Fremont. So that's awesome. There is another press going to Shanghai where the Model Y will start to be. All right, I'll try to take a look. He's asking me to look at somebody else's video title. There's going to be the press at Shanghai, and it sounds like, did I read something? They're going to have like a bunch of no driving tonight, Hayden. They're going to do a bunch of presses at Berlin. That would be crazy. But that's awesome that it started running, and this should make them be able to make way more Model Ys and cheaper and everything. So okay, I'm looking at something really quick that I was requested to look at. I think maybe I saw what you're talking about. Oh yeah, the Tesla killer, of course. Okay. Whoa, what did I do here? All right, messing up my notes. Okay, so the press is functioning, it seems. That's awesome. Um, so the Volkswagen ID3, this is, I don't know, not a competitor to Tesla, but it's another electric vehicle that looks like it could be promising. I don't think anything about it particularly stands out, but it looks like Volkswagen is going to try to mass produce these at least, which is pretty big. There's, of course, the Model 3 is the most produced electric car so far. I don't think Volkswagen is going to probably make more than the Model 3 because I just don't think the demand's going to be there. But I hope to be wrong. It's a smaller car. Range isn't great, but for Europe, it's a great option. So pretty interesting. And then Elon Musk was actually talking with Dice. I don't know his full name, but the CEO of Volkswagen. And I guess they've been kind of, nice to each other, buddies. I don't know if they're friends or not, but they've been kind of nice to each other in just talking, saying good things about one another, trying out each other's vehicles and everything. And there was actually a video of Elon Musk um, driving this new car. So that's actually really cool to have, again, the point of Tesla is to get everybody to sustainable everything. I think their mission statement used to be sustainable transport, but now it's just sustainable energy, renewable energy. And so it's, this is what Tesla wants. They wanted to show everybody electric cars are awesome. And now we know they are. And he wants all the other manufacturers making them. So if Tesla even like went out of business because of this car, which obviously wouldn't happen, but if they did, Tesla's goal is met. So that's really cool. This is not Tesla, but it's exciting for me. So SpaceX submitted some stuff to the FCC showing that they achieved latency below 30 milliseconds, which, I am super excited for Starlink. If you don't know, sorry, I'm not looking at the chat right now, but I will get to you guys in a second. If you don't know, I live very rural and we have absolutely no internet here. No wired internet. There's no DSL even. There's no, I mean, they probably don't offer the, dial up anymore, but it's not here. We don't have anything. And so you're probably like, well, how are you streaming right now? I use LTE. And so I have an LTE connection. I have a video about it for my whole house. My whole house uses a modem that has an antenna in the attic that connects to a tower. So the LTE actually works pretty good for everything. I mean, you can see I'm streaming right now. It seems to be working really well. Why did this? No, it didn't turn off. It just seems like it got so much darker in here. So the LTE seems to work pretty well, but it can be inconsistent. The speeds aren't great, especially upload is very bad, and it's not that fast. I think I usually get 20 to 30 megabits per second, which for most things works fine. But Starlink is going to put these satellites up, and you're going to be able to get this internet over eventually. The goal is over the whole globe. Right now, it's mostly just like the northern part of the U.S. and Canada. It sounds like. But as they add more satellites, you'll get more coverage from these satellites. And so ping below 30 milliseconds is huge. There is currently satellite internet you can buy. It's number one, extremely expensive. And number two, while the speeds are fine, I think they get like 200 megabits per second. The latency is ridiculous. It's like 1,000 milliseconds or 800 or something. So you could never use it to like video chat. I couldn't use it for this stream because it would be so delayed and so laggy. You could use it to watch videos and stuff, but you couldn't have a back and forth. My main line is 1.5 gigabytes down. That's ridiculous. Well, what the heck? Send it to me. So yeah, I will be getting Starlink when it's available. I've been begging, Tesla, like, or Elon, sometimes I try to tweet at him or at Starlink. I signed up for the beta. I haven't heard anything. And if I am in it, I'm not allowed to share, and I won't if you people from Starlink happen to be watching. I promise I won't share. Please, I just really need internet here. So anyway, ping below 30 milliseconds is awesome. I shared something about this on Twitter and then just got blasted by people like, oh my gosh, ping below, I think I said 50 or 40 or 30. Like, that sucks. My ping is 1. And I'm like, yeah, you live in a city. Like, okay, this isn't for you. This is for me. This is for people that live out far away from cities that don't have service. There's still a lot of America in my situation that doesn't have any wired service. And so this is for them. And below 30 milliseconds, you're doing everything. You can game, you can do it all. And it should be good. So excited about that. And then let's talk about the Lucid Air. So it's a cool car. I mean, I've been excited for it. I think a lot of electric car people have been pretty excited for it. Of course, looks are subjective. I think it looks kind of cool. I'm surprised it's not a hatchback, but whatever. And they've been teasing all this stuff. First they did the EPA equivalent test. So this is not EPA tested yet, but basically a third party, so not Lucid, tested it to the EPA standards and came up with 517 miles of range for the farthest traveling car, which is the second most expensive. Because of course the most expensive is performance version, and that one doesn't usually go as far because it's not as efficient. And so 517 miles range for the highest one, which is unbelievable, right? Tesla currently is at 402 for the Model S, which is their best. And so you're like, whoa, this startup, this new company is like blowing them out of the water. You know, what's going on here? But at that time, they didn't tell us the battery size. So, you know, it doesn't mean much. We did eventually learn it's 113 kilowatt hour battery versus 100 kilowatt hours for Model S. So it's still pretty impressive. The efficiency is similar, but it is better than a Model S at this point. Now, of course, we have battery day coming up, and everything is going to change. Like everything is going to change, and none of the specs today are going to matter. But that's what we have to work with for today. So really impressive. The thing I found interesting is the 0 to 60 time is 2.5 seconds, where the Model S is less than that. I think 2.3 seconds, or maybe even 2.2. And so it has more range and a bigger battery, but still they can't match Tesla's acceleration. Not that it's that different, but it means something. It means something. Tesla still has some advantage there. The most expensive one is what, $160,000 or something, which is ridiculous. But I mean, you know, a fully stocked Model S is barely pushing $100,000, right? With full self-driving and everything. It's not even really getting up to $100,000. I don't think. I think it's right around $100,000. And the lowest priced one, under 80,000. So that's not even until 2022. And we don't know anything about it. We don't know the range. We don't know the battery size. We don't know the price. We don't know the acceleration. We don't know if it's going to have all the sensors like the LiDAR and which we'll get to that in a second. But this thing is stocked full of cameras and radar and LiDAR. So it's a very interesting car. It's a very impressive car, but it's also pretty expensive. And you're getting an amazing car. The interior looks pretty sweet. I didn't get to watch the video yet. I've just, like I said, I've been pretty busy. I'm going to try to watch it tonight, I hope. At least skip through it, because I really want to be educated on this stuff and know what's coming. But it looks nice. It looks like, you know, some of the stuff with Tesla, like it's a little creaky almost, and a little like the Teslas are expensive, but you don't always get that expensive car kind of experience, where it looks like this is going to have you covered everywhere. You're paying a lot. So 111,000 for a maximum Model S. Thank you. So you're paying a lot for this car, but you're getting, I mean, I don't know if you're getting your money's worth, because $160,000 for a car is ridiculous, but you know what I mean. And then some of the specs, which, you know, I would assume a lot of people here know, but maybe not. Like I said, 113 kilowatt hour battery for the biggest one, 517 miles of range for the second tier. And I think, forget the price. I think the price is around 140,000 for that one. It goes up to 300 kilowatts charging speed, which is a bit faster than Tesla's current 250. What that means in real life, we'll have to see. A lot of people saw, even when Tesla went from 150 kilowatts up to 250, there wasn't that much of a difference in the time. You're saving like maybe a couple minutes in the best case scenarios. So that's pretty interesting. It's more like in the low end. So if you go from 0% to 30% on 250 kilowatt, you're going to save a lot more time than going from like 50 to 70%. You probably won't save any time. 1,000 horsepower. At this point, I don't even know what that means. Like, these numbers are getting so ridiculous. Yeah, 0 to 60, 2.5 is not that great. Quarter mile, like, who cares unless you're into performance. But it's 9.9 seconds, which was a record for electric cars. And it's a record for production electric cars. And then, like, the next day, Ford came out and they got sub 9 seconds. They got 8 something with a prototype, to be fair. But that video is pretty wicked if you haven't seen that. The front trunk is huge. I guess it's the biggest one on anything. Like, who cares? And then I don't have the details here. Maybe they're down here. Oh, I have those numbers there. 32 sensors, and this thing has cameras. I think it has 3 on the front, 2 on each side, 1 in the back, which is very similar to Tesla. Radar, LiDAR, ultrasonics. So Tesla has all those besides the LiDAR. Tesla does not have LiDAR, but this one has way more sensors total, or more sensors total than Tesla currently has. But as we know, Tesla is not going to use LiDAR ever. So the Air Grand Touring, yeah, 140,000 or 139,000. You get 517 miles with that. And the most expensive one, the Dream Edition, which will be limited and is like a performance, is 170 grand. Oh my God, $169,000. Only 465 miles, because again, performance versions are not as efficient. And then the cheapest one we have the details on is the Air Touring, which is 95,000, goes 406 miles. So I guess that's pretty comparable to a Model S, 400 miles. And they don't have the battery size here. But it's a cool car. I think it looks awesome. Like if you're in a position where you can blow 200 grand on a car, you kind of have your pick. Now the thing this is really killing is the Porsche, the Taycan or Toucan or whatever. That car is like dead with this. I mean, that car barely breaks 200 miles, or does it? I think it's 190 something miles. So and this car is like better priced or similarly priced. So yeah, poor Porsche with their sweet Taycan. Now nobody, I mean, unless they want a Porsche, but if you're just looking at raw specs, you would pick this over a Porsche any day for sure. So if you guys have any, all right, I'm going to start to look at the chat here. If you guys have any more like interesting info, oh, is this it? No, this one. About the Lucid Air, please share it. I would like to talk more about it, especially whatever they're planning.
Please share it.
Whoa.
I would like to talk more about it.
Quiet. Especially for whatever they're planning for full self-driving stuff, because I haven't seen anything about. I haven't seen anyone mention it. Just the sensors. So yeah. How does that sound? I just turned the air on. It's getting a little stuffy in here. If that sound is annoying, please let me know and I will turn it off. That's okay. But yeah, it's just getting a little stuffy. So, all right. So I'm going to start to talk to you guys and answer some questions. So when is level 5 full self-driving? I'm going to go back a little bit, but when is full self-driving coming out? Yeah, I don't know. The current plan from Tesla is robo taxis by the end of the year. Is that happening? Heck no, that's not happening. That's the current plan though. That's what they say. So I'm curious if during the investor day we'll get an update. So it's battery investor day. So we're gonna get all the cool updates about the batteries, which should be huge. 1,000,000-mile battery, but who knows what else they have up their sleeve. I think we're seeing Model S and X refresh probably at that time, and probably Roadster and Cybertruck updates. But it's also investor day, and that Cybertruck stuff. Cybertruck, that full self-driving stuff is a big part for investors, because that's like billions and billions of dollars. If you can really have level 5 and have these robo-taxis driving around, even if they just friggin' open up the app and let me drive people around in my Tesla app, acting like I'm an Uber, and Tesla gets a cut of that, that's a lot of money. So yeah. I think we may get updates on Investor Day, but I don't know. I think they're going to mostly focus on the batteries. We'll have to see. Thoughts on the possibility of Apple buying Tesla and replacing the car screen with an iPad-like device and Siri? Green Pad. I think if it sounds ridiculous, but I think if maybe Apple would have done that a long time ago, it probably, if we were talking about this like a year ago, it would make a lot more sense. But at this point, Tesla's too expensive. I mean, whoa, super chat from your car screen. Thank you, Nick. That's awesome. Congrats on the Model 3. That's a new Model 3 owner, by the way. Tesla's too expensive now. They're worth almost $400 billion, or maybe the market. Oh, we were going to talk about the stock. I didn't even talk about it. Their market cap is flying up and down as the stock price moves, but they're around $400 billion. And Apple has a lot of cash, but they can't buy that. They can't buy Tesla at this point. It's too expensive. But if they were worth less, I could see Apple maybe having it as a car brand, but Apple could buy Lucid. You know what I mean? So they have a lot of options, and I don't see that ever happening. I don't see Elon even selling Tesla. Probably not. So stock, really quick. Let me talk about the Tesla stock. Let me look. So if you're I've been getting some questions about like, oh, should I buy and blah, blah, blah. And like, again, always not financial advice. I don't know if I actually have to say that, but the after hours look pretty good today. So Tesla stock was up almost 11% today, and after hours up another 2.4% about. But before that, I mean, yesterday was like the worst day in Tesla history. I think it lost like 20% or something, which is a huge, scary drop. But when it goes up that much that fast, that's what happens. I mean, that's what happens to stocks. If they go up too much too fast, they drop really hard. If you look at the 1 year chart, we're still up a ton. We're up, I don't have percents here, but a lot. So post-split pricing. A lot of people keep talking in pre-split pricing, but like we're post-split now, so who cares about the pre-split pricing, in my opinion. So a year ago, we were at about $44 a share, and we're almost 10 times that now. So it's still huge growth, and the numbers are amazing still. Just because one day it goes down 20%, which is very dramatic and very scary, especially if you bought it the day before, that would not be good. It still looks fine. I saw some charts. If you're into technical analysis, I know a lot of people think that's dumb. A lot of people think it's the best thing ever. That looks like we're going back up from here. And this, again, I don't know. Nobody knows. If somebody says like, "Oh, guaranteed, this is what stocks are doing," they're lying. Nobody knows. But based off this technical analysis, we bounced off a pretty good support, where it went down. It's 20 or 30% or whatever, and then right at the trend line started to go back up, which was today. So maybe it won't be as dramatic up, but yeah. Would love to see them launch a ride service. Yeah, Joe, I agree with that. I think they should just enable it in our apps, because you don't have to use it, right? I would try it out. I'd just be interested, but I don't really have time to do that. But I would love to try it. And I did a few lifts in my car when I first got it, maybe 3 or 4. And every time it was an experience. People were like, "Oh my gosh, this is the Model 3, or this is a Tesla," or like I had one guy who didn't care at all, but he couldn't get in because the door handles. But then once he figured it out, he never asked anything. So of course some people aren't going to care, but it was fun talking to the people, that were interested in it. Aaron is saying, I was looking at configuration and they don't list prices for the options. It just says optional. I'm guessing you're talking about the Lucid Air. So yeah, that's not good. Chris, thoughts on the possibility of Apple? Oh, we talked about that. Sorry. They said future complete this year, not Robotaxi. Last I heard, Robotaxi was aiming for end of 2020. So I don't think that's changed. I mean, it's not going to happen, but I don't think there's been an update. Like, oh yeah, Robotaxi isn't happening. Sorry, now we're aiming for end of 2021. Maybe that did happen, and I'm mistaken. But that's just what's in my brain right now. But yeah. So feature complete full self-driving is also aimed for the end of the year, which just means that Tesla's done what they say the car can do. So basically we need turns. I think once the car can do turns and I don't even think they said roundabouts on the website. I should just go on my car here to Tesla.com and look at full self-driving. I'll just do it here. So sorry, I'm just pulling this up. I think based off the progress we've seen the last month or so, yeah, Elon said roundabouts on Twitter, but I don't think it's listed on the website. Based on the progress we've seen the last couple months, not that it's particularly crazy impressive, but the updates we've been getting big chunks now of things, and it's all the rewrite. I should just stop. It's just the rewrite. We have to wait for the rewrite, and then once that comes out, which is supposed to be by next month, I think it will be here. I don't know. I do believe it'll be here. So full self-driving capability, navigate on autopilot, we have that. Auto lane change, we have that. Auto park, we have that. It sucks, but we have it. Summon, we have that. Traffic lights and stop signs, we have that. And then it just says coming later this year, auto steer on city streets. That's reworded. That used to say navigate on autopilot for city streets. I thought auto steer for city streets. Well, technically you can auto steer on city streets already, and now it stops at stop signs and stoplights, but it can't make turns, like right and left turns. So it looks like, interesting. That wording is interesting. So it looks like once we get turns on city streets, that's feature complete, which is kind of ridiculous, but that's what it looks like based off of that. So yeah, I think feature complete can come, but we need the rewrite. Again, that's what my answer is going to be from now on. We need to see the rewrite. Hopefully that'll be out next month. It's going to fundamentally change all these tests I do and all the tests other people do and all this experiences you guys have is going to mean almost nothing, because everything's going to be totally different. Does anyone care about a 1,000,000-mile battery when everyone wants longer range? Tank Taco, yes, that's big. There's still this misconception about the batteries not lasting a long time. I think mostly from the Leaf, and those batteries really don't last. Maybe the newer ones do, but the older ones would degrade really quickly. I still, to this day, people that know me know I've had this car for well over a year now, a year and a half. I still get the, oh my gosh, is the battery okay? Is it going to last? I get people saying like, "Are you going to trade it in before the battery goes bad?" Like that's people still say that to me. Like in the past 2 weeks, I've had people say that to me. Are you going to trade it in before the battery goes bad? Like people still think the batteries just fall out of the car or something. I don't know what it is. Hello, Diego, welcome. So this misconception will be addressed there, which maybe people won't believe it. But then the other thing for the million mile battery is if robotaxi is real now, you're going to be hitting a million miles in a normal amount of time. Now, a normal car is not going to hit a million miles before you're just probably going to replace it. But if you have a robotaxi out there driving all the time, doing all this driving, you may hit a million miles in 5 to 10 years in that time frame, in the 5 to 10 year time frame. So that's when it becomes really important. Who's going to clean up the puke from your robotaxi? Well, Chadwick, I assume it will be similar to how Uber and Lyft deal with this, and the person would get charged, a cleaning fee. Especially, up here we got the camera above the rear view mirror. It's all recorded, so there's no question. It's not like I'm just going to make it up and say, "Oh, they puked, pay me for it." It's just, they're going to have your puke on camera, and then you're going to have to pay for the cleaning. Are people actually seeing wireless charging in their newly produced Model 3s? I see tons of people saying that, but I've never seen any solid evidence of this. Christopher, I've heard, I guess I don't have solid evidence, but I've heard that yes, new Model 3s, just like the Model Y, are coming with the wireless charger up front. But I haven't seen it myself. I haven't been in one that has it. So, do you think Tesla will launch App Store in 2020? I don't know. That could come with the rewrite. So when we, again, of course, I'm just guessing. I don't work there. I don't know. But when we get the rewrite, most likely it's going to be, what are we on, version 10 now? Most likely it's going to be version 11. And so, yeah, we're on version 10.2. So most likely, again, just assuming, the rewrite will come with version 11. And so you'll get UI changes, you'll get new stuff, like version 10 came with like the YouTube and the Netflix and the Spotify and all that. I assume version 11 will have some of that stuff. So it could come with an app store. It's coming eventually. Is it going to come in 2020? I'm not sure. Apple tried to buy Tesla before. I didn't know about that. That's cool. I bought stonks Friday and today. Satin, that's good. Friday, oh yeah, so then you got murdered, but it went back up. Yeah, I've been buying. So I always like to be transparent. People always ask me. I have a lot more Tesla shares than the last time we talked. Obviously, there was the split, but even pre-split, I think now I have, I want to say 50 shares of Tesla, something like that. And that's probably not going to change. I may buy some more, but those probably aren't going anywhere for a long, long time. So back before I got this car, part of my savings, how I was saving for the car, is I was putting money into a brokerage, just a normal brokerage, not a Roth or anything. And I was buying stocks and just letting it sit and grow to help with my down payment for the car. And of course I was buying some Tesla, and I bought it when it was the first time it hit the high 300s, I think. And then if you were paying attention at that time, it went down to the low 300s, even went down below 300 for a while. And it hurt, because this was a short-term investment. And of course it's risky, and I knew that. But this was not something I'm buying and holding till I retire. This was something I wanted to grow so that I could use it in a year. And then I see it go away. And I didn't end up selling for a loss, I don't think. But if this could have happened back then, I mean, my car would probably be paid off by now, to be honest, because I was investing, just a little bit every month. But it grew to a good amount, and then I used that for the down payment for the car. Anyway, those shares I have now, I'm kind of done playing around. I was trading Tesla for a bit with the COVID stuff. I did buy it on the lows, and then sold it. The lows were 340 or 350. Sold it at 500, bought it at 400. So I kind of played around there. But now I'm just going to be holding and maybe buying some more. But I'm almost out of money for that. I don't have, that's just like my retirement accounts, and I don't have much that I can play with there. So wait until Elon leaves Tesla in 7 years. Yeah, so that's an interesting point, Satin. Most likely Elon will be leaving Tesla eventually, right? Because his real, I mean, that was his baby, but now it's SpaceX. That's what he wants. He wants SpaceX to be successful. That's way more important than Tesla. Once Tesla's going, and now that Tesla's been profitable and they're making cars and they're selling tons of cars, we're getting there. And that'll be a scary day for the company. Maybe he won't actually leave it for good, but like he may not be CEO. That would be crazy. Nick still needs to watch the Lucid reveal. Yep, I need to too. Steve-O, the wireless charging they talk about is for your phone, not the car. Oh yeah, sorry. Hopefully I wasn't confusing people there. There's wireless chargers for your phone that come with the car. The stock is a roller coaster. Strap yourself in. Yes. Harsam Ran. Yes, that is true. So when people ask me, should I buy it? I don't know. I'm not. I'm just some guy. In my personal opinion, if you're going to hold it a long time, then yes, I think Tesla will be one of the most valuable companies on Earth relatively soon. I don't want to throw out any timelines, but just in my head, I think they're going to be very important in the world. Could be wrong. Maybe they'll go out of business. GM went out of business. Plenty of companies go out of business. But I will be holding a good amount of their shares because I think they will be very valuable. Up 83% over 3 months, says Vertigo. So 350 was the support. Yeah, well, we destroyed 350, but now we're back up. We're 370 something now. I think it will go up before September 22nd. Yeah, most likely the stock will. Yeah, Ben wants to trade me my Model 3 for $5 and an ice cream cone. Tempting, but no. Chris acts like he's a casual investor. Chris got to figure out he's smart, stonk-wise, market, knowledge, what he says. No, stop it. Reading some comments here, just trying to catch up with you guys. Oh, thank you, Daniel. I am just some guy. Super cool guy. Daniel, thank you so much. Yes, I am just some guy. But I'm glad that we can all talk and have fun because it is a lot of fun to hang out. Lucid does not have a stock. They are not publicly traded right now. Wow, I'm so behind. What else is new? Always behind. All right. What do you think about the S&P 500 snub? Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I don't know how to pronounce XEX Zexodus. It's a funny name. So if you weren't familiar, not paying attention or whatever, so part of the run-up of the stock was these rumors of Tesla being added to the S&P 500, which is a collection of the 500 largest companies in the U.S. And so companies leave and enter the S&P regularly. As they lose market cap or they stop being profitable or whatever, a committee decides what stocks are part of that. And there's some criteria you need to meet. And so Tesla met all that criteria, and they're a huge company now. I think they're top 10 for sure. Maybe they're number 7 or number 8 at this point, but they're top 10 by market cap in the U.S. And probably in the world, but in the U.S. And so everyone thought they were going to be added. And there was all this talk about an infinity squeeze where, so share price is determined by, I hope this isn't too boring for people. I find it pretty interesting. Share price is determined by, like a lot of things, cause and effect, supply and demand. So if there's 100 shares and everyone wants to buy all 100, they're going to be very expensive because I want all 100. I don't want to give them away. And so the amount of shares available, of Tesla shares that were available was low. There wasn't a lot floating around out there, the float, because Elon Musk holds a ton. He's the majority owner, and he doesn't sell. He just holds it forever. He always says, I'm not selling it. It's Tesla. I'm not selling it. A lot of people like myself, the retail investors, also, we're pretty passionate about this company. And we don't want to sell it because we think they're worth a lot of money and they're going to be worth a lot in the future. And then you have hedge funds and all these other people that hold a certain amount that they can't sell. That leaves only a certain amount of shares to be moving around. So it makes the price go up, supply and demand. There's a lot of demand for these shares. There's not a lot of shares. Now, if Tesla gets added to the S&P 500, there are these trackers that track the S&P 500. These companies, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is. These funds that they track the S&P 500. They legally, based off of their contracts they've made, have to buy the companies in the S&P 500. So if you and I are going to buy a Tesla share and we see it's at $5,000, we're like, it's a little expensive. I think I'll wait. If Tesla gets added to the S&P 500, these guys only have a certain amount of time where they're allowed to buy the shares. So they have to buy them. It doesn't matter if they're $400 a share, they have to buy it. If it goes up to 500 because there's all this buying, they have to keep buying. It goes up to 600, they have to keep buying. So you get this where it's going to explode. And so there are rumors, this is not factual at all, but that the committee talked to Tesla and probably Elon and whatever and said, listen, we want to add you. Obviously, you're a very valuable company. You should be added. But there's not enough shares. And we can't force all these guys to buy your shares and have this stock go up like stupid crazy. It's not fair. And it makes weird things happen. So that's part of why Tesla did that $5 billion offering, where they created new shares out of thin air. They just made shares and said, here's some shares $5 billion, there you go. Now what that does is it makes the supply go up, so the price goes down. And that's part of what started this tumble, and then not getting included in the S&P like made the tumble go even worse. But so now there's more shares and blah, blah, blah. So sorry, I hope that wasn't too involved. But anyway, to get back to your question of thinking of the S&P 500 snub where they did not get added, like Etsy got added, like what the heck, and two other companies I was not familiar with. I think it was due to that. I think that was part of it. And I think that it's inevitable they will be added if they can keep their market cap up and next quarter is profitable. So one of the criteria, and then I'll move on, but one of the criteria was 4 profitable quarters in a row, which Tesla achieved. But let's say they don't get added in the next few weeks, and then they report quarter 3 earnings, or quarter 2. Oh my gosh, time's flying. If they report quarter 3 earnings, if they report quarter 3 earnings and they don't make a profit, now they can't be added because they don't have 4 consecutive quarters. Even though they did have 4 consecutive quarters, they no longer do. So then they wouldn't be eligible anymore. Oh my gosh, if that happened, stock's gonna get destroyed, I would assume. So anyway, and last thing, and then I swear I'll move on. If you're familiar with ARK Invest, this is like Kathy Wood. She's always super bullish on Tesla. She's the one like pre-split price. She was like, oh, Tesla's gonna be $5,000 a share, blah, blah, blah. They started buying again, I think yesterday. They bought a bunch of shares yesterday. Hello, welcome, Brian. It's okay. We're in the thick of it. There's a lot to talk about. So ARK Invest, which was one of the biggest Tesla bulls, probably the biggest Tesla bull, they started buying again. They had sold some shares, legally obligated to do that because they can only have a certain percent of Tesla. So, all right, let's move on. If there's more questions, I'll get back to it, but I don't want to bore people. Some people are not into that. So they can't even get the rewrite shipped. Well, rewrite isn't due till next month. So Elon said roundabouts soon, but he said they're not a big deal. Wouldn't turn include roundabouts. I could see them excluding roundabouts to get it out and have turns and just say like, oh, at a roundabout, you got to take over. Like we do it all the time now, right? We got to take over all the time. So I'm curious at what point, Joe, at what point do they stop and say it's good enough for the cost? Seem like it will be 10K once it's finished. I don't think full self-driving will ever stop. I mean, if they truly get level 5, everything's going to be flipped on its head because now I can send my car out to make me money. So I could just buy another one. Why wouldn't I just buy 5 Teslas? Why wouldn't I just buy 100 Teslas if I can just send them out to make me money? Obviously, I don't have the capital to get that much in loans, but it becomes like broken at that point. So they almost have to raise the price to make everything make sense again. Elon said it'll be, 100K or worth 100K, so who knows what that means. Rewrite will tell a lot if the car stops freaking out when people turn in front. That's big. That's like a future prediction thing. Now, I do want to tamper expectations. Nick is sending me a video. I can't look at that right now. I do want to tamper expectations. When the rewrite came, there was a rewrite that brought Navigate on Autopilot, which is the automatic highway driving. When that came, things were worse. Autopilot was worse in a lot of ways. And I didn't own my Tesla at the time, but I was obsessed still at that time. And I've went back and read some of the stuff. So when the rewrite first ships, don't be too hard on it and don't be surprised. That's okay, Nick. You can message me, but I can't look at it right now. Don't be surprised if it's not that impressive initially. And I will not be too hard on it. I'm very hard on Autopilot, but when that rewrite comes and I do my review video or whatever I end up doing, I'm going to be very nice. And I'm going to say like, listen, it's going to get better. Let's calm down. So I think a lot of people would be happy with them fixing phantom braking. That's a big deal. I almost never experience it. I have one road that it happens at the same spot every time. Beyond that, I like never get phantom braking. I don't know why. What is the rewrite supposed to include? So to sum it up really quickly so I can keep catching up, it's basically going to change the way the car uses the data coming into the cameras. So the current full self-driving hardware is very powerful and is way underutilized. This is going to allow the chip to use its full power, or almost full power, and make decisions based on 4 dimensions. What am I doing with my fingers? 4 dimensions. 4 dimensions, which was, time is the 4th dimension. So when you drive and I drive, we see the things going on and we plan based on the things happening. And we go, okay, so they have their turn signal on, they're probably going to turn. Or, I don't know, like you see things happen and you judge based on the way, you judge down the way things are moving around you and how they're going to evolve in time. The current system doesn't do that. It looks at the surroundings every second or whatever, 10 times a second or whatever it does, and it makes decisions in the moment. It doesn't plan ahead. So hopefully it'll be doing that. I don't know. That is way above my pay grade. I have no idea how they're going to do that, but that's supposedly what's going to happen. I feel like they might need hardware 4 or 5 to get full self-driving. Maybe. I don't know, Joe. Supposedly not. Elon's still saying hardware 3 can do it. So we'll see. There will be hardware 4 and 5 and whatever, but real question, when will state legislation allow full self-driving? Dan, that is huge. I think they can probably get away with it. Like, you got to keep your hand on the wheel still, and then you can use it. But yeah, legislation will be gigantic. Green Pad, will Tesla ever make a car to compete with the Camry and Accord, or will they always stick with higher end market? So it sounded like a while ago Elon said the Model 3 is going to be it, but now there's tons of rumors that Model 2, which is what people are calling it, I assume it won't actually be called that, but a smaller, cheaper version is coming and going to be made at Gigafactory Berlin for Europe. And will that come to America? Maybe, maybe not. I would think that yes, eventually they'll do that. And especially because these cars are tech, and tech gets cheaper over time. So I think it'll come a point where it's like buying a gas car, you're spending more. I mean, you can get a cheap gas car today, but I think it'll come to a point where you can't get a cheap gas car because it'll be expensive compared to a cheap electric car. So can't wait for the rewrite. Hello. Oh, I said hello to you. Wow, I'm behind. The theme of every live stream. What I want, stop lane centering on a merge and deal better with people turning in front of you. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get any good improvements before the rewrite. At what price point would you buy Tesla? I try not to go too crazy on prices because I find that I get burnt most of the time. When I say, oh, it's high, I'm going to wait, it keeps going higher. And when I go, oh, it's a good price, I'm going to buy it, then it crashes. So I try to buy over time, dollar cost averaging, if you're familiar with that. That's my strategy usually. But sometimes I'm like, screw it, let's just buy it. Like yesterday would have been great, but I didn't have any money. So I didn't buy any yesterday. But it's easy to say that today, right? Because it went up 10%. But yesterday, you look at the stock and you're like, oh my gosh, it fell 20% today. Screw that. I'm not buying that. Hindsight is messes you up. So try not to use hindsight too much. Tesla has had 1,000,000-mile battery and Powerwall for like 2 years already. That's a great point. I want a Powerwall so bad. If you're interested in solar, please check out my Tesla solar referral in the description. I would greatly appreciate it. You get $100, I'll get $400, which I'm not. I mean that's awesome. But if I get 10 referrals, I get a free Powerwall. So that would be amazing. Do you think they will get rid of the Standard Range Plus before the end of the year, like they did on the Model Y before its release? I have a Model 3 Standard Range Plus on order. Just nervous. GB, that's a great point. Haven't thought about that. For now, until there's something near that price point to replace it, I don't think so. I think more likely what would happen is the S and X are going to go up in range, and then the Y and 3 are going to go up in range, and then the SR Plus is going to go up in range, and the prices will stay similar, if not even go down. So forget self-driving cars. Vertigo, you're in the wrong place. We want self-driving cars. I want to be sleeping on the way to work. That's what I want. I think that would be a huge industry. Self-cleaning and sanitizing cars. Get out of here. We don't want that. A lot of functionality will happen with the rewrite. Yes. Think they will ever lower the 0 to 60 time on P3D? Via over the air? I guess with the S and X refresh, if they get a lot faster, I could see it, but I don't know. I don't think that's in the pipeline. I could be wrong. How will your Model 3 close its doors if someone leaves it open? It'll make the noise, do, and hopefully a nice citizen. It can play something from the pedestrian speaker on the outside. Please close my doors. Simon Young, what's up, dude? Welcome. Thank you for joining. Yes, I have 2020. It has wireless. There we go. Proof. Tesla App Store version 11. App Store is version 11. Not right away, though. Oh, see? Satin Gray Tesla agrees. Hope version 11 is Cybertruck-ish. Yeah, Cybertruck UI looked really nice. I'm trying to catch. I think I'm almost caught up with the comments, so I'm going to try to fly through these real fast. Do you think there would be a reason to wait to buy a Model 3 right now? Deliveries are 2 to 4 weeks out right now, just hoping I don't miss anything from Battery Day. Well, at 2 to 4 weeks out, you can't miss from Battery Day, because Battery Day would have happened by the time you pick up. Oh, Vertigo, I understand. Okay. Sorry, yeah, so I'm so far behind, your comments get disconnected from what I'm saying. I don't think Model 3 and Y will be affected by battery day initially. So I would wait because like why not? It's just a few more weeks. But I don't think it'll matter. No. Do you think subscription full self driving will drop with the rewrite? Oh, that could be. I don't know what they're waiting for. He says these things, and again, I don't know. I'm not a software guy. I don't know how all this works, but I feel like welcome. I'm from Michigan too. I didn't see your name. I feel like this subscription thing like shouldn't be that hard to do. Um, so I don't know what they're waiting for, but Zshan, welcome. Okay. I still want to know $5 in ice cream. No. Is the Model 4 or A actually happening with the China-made car? If so, when? Thank you for reading this. Rebecca. Yeah, I assume so, yes. I don't know. I would think they're working on a cheaper car. Actually, I saw a news article, very interesting. GM, is it GM? Had the best-selling electric vehicle in China. Was it GM? I feel like that's wrong. So correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody did. And it's because the car was like $4,000. So like obviously it's the best selling car. The Model 3 is like, starts at what, 30 grand or something in China, or maybe 35. So, oh, thank you, Brian, so much for feeding the baby. Really appreciate it. So she's sleeping, or I would bring her out here. So yeah, I think a cheaper car is coming. Okay. Either the cheaper car is coming or Tesla is going to be able to reduce prices over time, and what am I saying? Reduce prices over time to bring the Model 3 down to that price. So those are the two options. Either yes, they're coming out with a cheaper, smaller model, or the Model 3 will get cheaper. Let me find that so I'm not saying it wrong. Yes, GM's Venture Mini. It's called the Venture Mini. And this is from Reuters. Yeah, this was so funny. So the starting price is $4,200 US, less than 10% of the Model 3 starting price. So there's obviously demand for that, but you can't compare those prices, but still there's demand for that. If there was no demand, it wouldn't have sold. So pretty interesting. Tesla did a $5 billion buyback. That is why the stock fell. It went to 308 in after hours Tuesday evening. Yes. S&P 500, but it should bounce up now. Let you know Saturday. Picking up Saturday. That's gonna be awesome. Tank Taco. I'd hope better winter tech for the Model 3, maybe an option for a heat pump like the Y and heated steering wheel. So that is something that recently came out. If you saw, the newer Model 3s are coming with this smaller frunk, which is like kind of annoying because the frunk's already not that big, but I don't use it that much. I mean, I put all my patrons in there, so that's good for that. But those were the rumors, is that the Model 3 is soon going to come with the heat pump, and that's why the frunk is smaller. But nobody has seen it yet. Like, people have taken their frunks out, and there's no heat pump in there. So we'll see. Eventually, those better winter things will come. Like the Model Y also has a heated charge port. And the door handles was very interesting. You can push the opposite side of the door handle, and it'll bust it out of the ice, basically. So yeah, and Chrome delete would be nice. Naveen, I'm planning to wait until after battery day to place my order for a Tesla. Also use Tesla. Could be cheaper after battery day. Yeah, Naveen, that would be my plan as well. My jacket, I don't know, I got this for Christmas like 2 years ago. I don't think it has a brand. I'm not into brands or clothes. I don't know anything. Oh, it has a tag. I can't see it. Well, check back later. I don't know. Okay, I'm getting distracted. I spent some of my open house money from when I graduated and bought 10 shares at $2.20 a share. That's awesome, Ben. Killing it. So that's pre-split, he's saying. He got 10 shares for $2.20. So that's huge. Joe W., did you make enough to pay for your Tesla? No, not even close. No, because I ended up buying the Tesla, so I sold the shares for the down payment. Actually, we sold them because we were building the house, and it was very sad. So, no, not even close. No, did not. Not even with YouTube have I made enough to pay for my car yet. But if I keep YouTube going, it will probably pay for my car. But I'm getting a Cybertruck, so I'll be in the hole again. What's up with Electrify America shutting down most of its charging stations? Yeah, that's weird, Will. I don't know. I guess they had an official response. I didn't look too much into that because I don't use those chargers, but Out of Spec Motoring, if you watch their channel, that guy, who is this guy? Who is this out of spec motoring guy? Kyle is like the nicest guy. I've talked to him a bit, but he has like all the connections. He drives all the new cars like instantly. It's ridiculous. Very cool of him. I wish that I knew. Oh, feed the big baby. Thank you so much, Kurt. She is huge and she's almost walking, which is so exciting. Thank you so much, Kurt. Really appreciate it. But yeah, Kyle has all the connections. It's crazy. So I would talk to him about it. You know, I guess he yelled at him and they responded. So, green pad auto taxi maintenance will be crowdsourced. If someone leaves the door open or if a robotaxi needs to be plugged in, the app will ask those in the area to do it. For a supercharger credit. Yeah, see, that's awesome. Like, it'll ping somebody nearby if they have the Tesla app and be like, oh, don't do that. If they have the Tesla app, be like, hey, if you come close the door, we'll give you, $1 towards your next ride or something. It just all comes together. Tesla just has it all. All right, sorry. Sometimes the chat messes up. I got to find my spot. Oh, wow, I'm really behind. What the heck? Oh, no way, I'm not that behind. Oh my gosh. All right, I think I'm here. All right, cool, made it. Do you think Lucid stock will rise now? It dropped a while back. I don't think Lucid's publicly traded, so yeah, they're not. Wow, that's a long time ago you said that. Let's catch up. Elon said they have the snake cord and that's super easy. Wireless charging, on the other hand, is iffy subject. That's the thing is, wireless charging is supposed to be less efficient, but I've seen there's been some breakthroughs where wireless charging can be almost as efficient as wired charging. I forget the name of the company, but it's very interesting. So if we could get that, that would be huge. Tesla needs to make boats. Oh, sorry, the commands aren't working, Steve-O, because I'm not using Streamlabs. How's black market COVID going? Our vaccine's going pretty well. Funding stuff from the government has slowed down because there's a bunch of stuff in development already with Project Warp Speed, if you're familiar with that. So they've kind of paused the funding for now, which is unfortunate. But so the new Mercedes S-Class and Lucid Air have facial recognition now. Do you think it's time for Tesla to dabble in that game too? Kaushik, I go back and forth on this. I would love to be able to not have my hands on the wheel, but I wouldn't love to be facially tracked constantly. So I don't know. Yeah, I think overall it'd be a good thing. My wife said she bought Lucid stock a few months back. I had no clue. I don't think they're publicly traded. So self-driving Tesla boats will be great. Love to talk about Tesla stock. That's good. She might have bought NIO. Yep. Elon said he'll sell when he needs the capital for Mars base. There you go. It was not a snub. They became eligible. There were a ton of companies that took 2 to 3 quarters before they got added. It is coming. Thought on the delivery time spike. I am in the market for a Y, and I got the following text from a rep at the store. We thought it important to inform our customers the last day to order. Ooh, delivery being held back usually means something big is coming. Not always, but some kind of update. A year from version 10 is later this month. That's cool. I didn't realize that, but you're right. Heard that they would have to buy 32 billion. I don't know what that's referencing. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm catching up with the chat here. I know that you guys watching know, but if anybody's listening on the podcast, it can get weird if I just go silent. This pretends like he doesn't know the market. This guy sees the Matrix. Yeah, if I saw the Matrix, I'd be retired by now. So I've made plenty of mistakes. Basically selling. Basically any mistake I've made in stocks is selling. I invested, not to get too off track, but Nvidia, Shopify. I might have mentioned this before. And what was the other one? There was one, probably Tesla. I don't know what the other one is. Nvidia and Shopify back in 2016. Nvidia I was buying at 40 a share. Shopify I was buying between 70 and 90 a share. And I sold them quickly after because they went up. Big mistakes. AMD, I didn't actually buy it, but in 2014, they were $2 a share. And I was like, AMD's not going anywhere. I should buy this. And I didn't buy it. So, ooh, Satin owns ARK. They bought just to rebalance, 10% roughly again. That's awesome. Where can I buy a boat with autopilot? Oh, sorry. Do you use winter tires? If so, what do you use? I haven't yet for my Tesla, and I might, but I honestly don't want to spend the money on them. But the last ones I had were the Winter Force 2, and they were amazing. Had them on my well, we have them on the Equinox, and I just honestly I bought the cheapest ones I could find, and they work amazingly well. So, have you gotten to Lucid Air yet? Yep, I talked about that, Brian. Looks pretty good. It's just really expensive. But if you have the money, it's sweet. I didn't finish my point on stock something. I'm sorry. I got ADD. I jump. How do self-driving vehicles predict the future? The same way, Kevin, you and I predict the future. So if you see somebody falling off a building, you can predict they're going to hit the ground, right? That's you predicting the future. You might be wrong. Maybe Superman flies in and grabs them. Then you predicted it wrong. But you're always predicting the future as you go ahead. Like you saw my hand go up, you could probably, oh, he's going to scratch his head, right? But I could like fly this way and then you were wrong. So same idea. That's what I mean, predicting the future. I've never supercharged my Tesla. Is there any benefit to the battery by occasionally supercharging? No, Will. You don't need to supercharge if you don't want to. Do you have a Cybertruck on order? Seems perfect for you. Peyton, I do. I have 2 on order. I don't know what my financial situation will be at the time. I have the tri-motor with full self-driving. I wanted to reserve it before the price went up. And I have the dual motor with full self-driving, the 50 grand one. So if I can afford the tri-motor, I don't really care about the acceleration so much, but I want the 500 miles of range, which, you know what? I'm now thinking it's going to be more than that. You can quote me on this one. I think that we're going to see Cybertruck tri-motor is going to be more than 500 miles. I think probably significantly, probably more than 550. I might be wrong on the 550 part. We're getting a little specific, but it's going to be more than 500. And yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure on that. What's up? Working on it. Oh. A Model 2 would be fantastic. I know a ton of people that want a Tesla, but it costs too much. Teslas are still expensive. And that's the funny thing is, like, I get comments on my videos sometimes, like, oh, you could only afford a Model 3, which, like, obviously those are just trolls. It doesn't matter. But some people do feel that way, like, oh, the Model 3 is cheap. Like, what a cheap car. And then other people, like, look at you sideways when you have a Tesla because they're like, oh my gosh, you must be, like, super rich. Like, you know, oh my gosh. So it's weird. This car sits in a weird price range. Mason, biggest worry about the new rewrite? Hoping this fixes when you're driving on curvy roads and the car stays more centered in the lane. Almost goes over the double line sometimes, and it's scary. Biggest worry? I don't have any worries about the rewrite. I guess just that initially it's going to be worse, and I guess that'll be slightly annoying, but it doesn't matter. Can you explain the 1 million mile battery? Joe, it's basically just that the battery will last, you can put 1 million miles on it, like your odometer, and the battery will last that long. Current battery, like the one in the Model 3, is estimated to last 300 to 500,000 miles, somewhere in that range. So it'll be 2 to 3 times better than the current battery in terms of longevity. Not that it has a range of 1 million miles on a charge, but it won't degrade much. New rear rate should help when you are on dirt roads. I hope so. I think they took away my ability to turn on autopilot on dirt roads. Maybe this is a little too tinfoil hat, but I used to be able to turn it on all the time. Pretty easily. Like I had a couple spots, like every time I'd go on the dirt road on these 2 certain spots, I could turn on autopilot. And I made some videos, and then shortly after I couldn't anymore, and I still to this day I can't. So that's unfortunate. I was saying that for robo taxis you need self-cleaning cars. Yeah, sorry. All right, I responded to you already. I saw that one live. I'm catching up. My dream car is a Tesla. Mine too. I mean, I own a Tesla, and I still, I can't believe it sometimes when I'm sitting in this thing. I never cared about cars. A lot of you probably know that. And it's how a lot of people are. Waiting to order my Model 3 until early next year, February, March. Do you think the battery day updates will be in production by then? I don't know, Peyton, but we'll know after battery day. I think it might be longer than that to get to 3 and Y. It just depends on... I assure you that you're not catching up. Oh my gosh. All right, I'll try to go faster. I aim for these to be an hour, and we're about to hit an hour. Oh boy. But if you guys are having fun, I don't need to get off, so that's okay. So it depends on the scale that they can make these new batteries, right? They're going to start in S and X because those are lower volume. All right, I'm flying through some of these. What do you think about the GM Nikola thing? That was crazy. That's crazy. The GM, so GM invested 2 billion in Nikola, and they're going to produce the Badger. Like what the what? What? Like GM has nothing to do with hydrogen. So I thought. I mean, obviously they could be doing R&D that we don't know. That's my reaction. Like my reaction right now is like, what? Like it's so weird. And there's these conspiracies about like fossil fuel industry wants hydrogen to be the main thing because then they can control it like they do with gas. And I can see it. I don't know if it goes that deep, but I can see it. I can see that conspiracy at least having some truth to it. That's weird. All right, keep going. Companies that are going against Tesla cars should not go against a company that sent rockets that are about to land on Mars. Frunk patrons represent. The wood trim holding the Model Y condenser together. What? I don't know about that one. No, why did you go backwards? Oh my gosh. Okay, no, I'm almost caught up. Come on. What are you talking about? No, I lost my spot. I bought 2 shares right after the split. Bad move. It's okay. It won't be a bad move in a while. Kit doesn't have any questions, just crazy statements. You're like 20 minutes behind. Nope, now I'm catching up. What's your opinion about Open Pilot? I don't know much about it, but I think it's awesome. I think it's great that they're working on that. And George Hotz is insane. First person to jailbreak the iPhone. That guy is a genius. I wish he would work at Tesla. Kyle asked to borrow my mom's iPace, but she declined. That's so funny. So is that how he just like asks people to borrow cars? Nick, can I borrow your mom's iPace? I'm friends with Kyle and his girlfriend Alyssa. They're both great. Going to track next summer. Oh, that's cool. Should upload a short video of baby doing her thing someday. Maybe for patrons, Brian. I would do that. Just got my Model 3 Monday. Congratulations. I got a question. When will you be able to push on a supercharger location on the Google map and have the car drive to the charger on its own? 2022. Any new service center in Michigan? Nope. Only Clarkston so far. Maybe, okay, we're going rapid speed now because we hit an hour. Maybe just to load profile settings to begin with and then followed by attention. Thanks for answering my question. You're welcome. Wait, delivery, wait timing changed. Could be something related to battery. RIP. Is the paint as delicate on a Tesla as everyone says, and is PPF worth it? You live on a dirt road, so I feel like you would notice some of this stuff. Emma, I think that people are just pickier with Tesla for whatever reason. And, it gets clicks, so you can say crap about it. I don't notice any difference from my Ford Focus. Now, the Ford Focus cost me $12,000, and this cost me almost $50,000. So maybe I should notice a difference, but there's no difference. The paint is fine. I don't seem to have any rust yet. It hasn't been that long. And what else? Oh, PPF. My answer for PPF is there's the cosmetic and the financial. If you have to find where you are between these two. If you're 100%, I think I said cosmetic. If you're 100% a cosmetic reason for getting PPF, then yes, it's worth it. If you're 100% financial for getting PPF, it is not worth it at all. Don't even think about it. You got to find where you are between those two, and PPF may be worth it for you. It's not for me. I would not buy that. Or you just get a Cybertruck and there's no paint. Yeah, Grand Rapids. We need that. Service center. What's your opinion? Oh, I said Open Pilot. I sold Tesla at 700. Didn't even make anything because I bought literally the day before the market. Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if they built one over there. There's a ton of demand over there for sure. Talking about China, I assume, or Europe. 3 Cybertruck reservations. On second thought, I should take that money out and invest that in one Tesla. That's only $300. You can't even afford one stock. ICE cars don't even last 1 million miles. I think there's some. But you're not comparing the whole car at that point. You'd compare like the battery to the engine. So the engine, I'm sure, could last 1 million miles if you take care of it. But yeah, of course, other parts will fail and rust out or whatever. There's some that a quarter million miles on his truck. Yeah, for Ben K. My fam's gonna buy a Tesla. I'm almost caught up. What are you doing? Chat. Oh, I'm not almost caught up. Oh my gosh. All right, I am. My fam's going to buy a Tesla. I want a Model 3, but they think why? Opinion from Alex. Also, how long do you think until we see features like auto tailgate on 3 and all that stuff? Alex, today, personally, myself, I'd be buying a Y. I think they're a bit better made. This may or may not be true, but I think they're a bit better made, and the value, I think, is better with the space you get. Efficiency is a tiny bit less, so you will pay a little more for electricity, but coming from a gas car, like, who cares? Um, and just for my lifestyle, if you never need the space of a Y, the 3 is really fun and low, and takes up less space, but I'd 100% buy a Y today over a 3. I wish my Model 3 was a few inches higher. I would like that. I keep hitting parking curve with front bumper. Priya, there is a lift kit if you're into that. Nicholas, thank you. Every time Chris says he's almost caught up, I can't help but I didn't read it. So Priya, there is a lift kit, which I've considered getting, but it would make range worse, and I am not into that. I want the lift kit so bad. If that person would want to like sponsor a video, I'm like tempted, but that's kind of an extreme modification for me personally, and I wouldn't want my efficiency to be worse. I don't know how much worse, but if like efficiency would be like 5% worse, I would do it, but I think it would be worse than that, so I don't know. Kevin, I'm curious how they plan on creating self-driving trucks that use air brakes for the trailer brakes. I can understand how they could connect everything else, but the air brake lines, not sure. I don't know anything about that, so I don't know. Nikitis, hey man, how is life? What a nice question. It's chaotic, but it's awesome. Having a lot of fun with all of you, and I just like having these chats with you guys and having this back and forth. It's just so much fun. But baby is doing great. She is learning new stuff every day, and I think she's going to start walking any day. She's so funny because I always say giant baby, and like I don't know if it comes across in the pictures, and not that I share pictures or video of her very much. I don't know if it comes across. She is huge for her age, and it is so funny because like other kids that are the same size as her are much more advanced because they're older. They're like 2, and they're like talking and a little bit and walking and all this stuff. But she's just like this gigantic baby that still can't walk, and she like crawls around and like gets held in your arm. So it's just a funny look. But yeah, life is going really good. I just ordered today the Galaxy Fold 2, which was a very difficult decision, and I feel a tiny bit guilty, but I've wanted a folding phone for about 8 years now, and I'm so excited to get that phone. And I'm going to make some videos about it, so please, if you see them, try to, interact with them and watch them and stuff, because YouTube will not spread those when I post them. When you go off topic, YouTube doesn't spread it, but anyway, life's going good. Tesla credit card. Yeah, I don't care. I'll buy Tesla. I'll get Tesla anything. I don't think GM invested in Nikola. I think Nikola just gave them $2 billion in stock for free. Yeah, that could be it too. I thought GM... Okay, maybe I got that backwards. Whatever, the partnership is still weird to me. What surprises do y'all think will be revealed on battery day? Solid state, anyone? If it's solid state, the stock's going to be worth like $10,000 a share. That would be crazy. Doubling in capacity, I'm trying to temper my expectations because I want to think all these things like double capacity or half the price for the same thing, or like, surprise, your Model 3 secretly has 600 miles of range in it already. But I'm trying not to think those things because I don't think it's going to happen. I said you were 20 minutes behind like 15 minutes ago. No! See, I caught up. I want to know what you guys are feeding that child. Where is Nick's comment? Oh. Every time Chris says he's almost caught up, I can't help but laugh hysterically. Am I not? Oh my gosh, I'm not! What? It skipped a bunch of stuff. Oh, I didn't even know. Okay. I don't think GM and... Okay. No, I didn't skip that much. I wish the sensors were better at detecting curbs. That would be good. Can I borrow your Model 3? No, Ben, you cannot. If you charge to 80... I want to make that summon video with you, though. If you charge to 80%, say 250 miles, and drive on average 40 miles a day, would you charge every night or drive a few days? I would always charge every night, no matter what. I don't care what I drive, how I drive. Okay, I need to change my answer a bit. Now that I have solar, I try to charge during the day because it's technically slightly cheaper. Like, if I was to charge from 0 to 100% at night, it would cost me, with solar, 60 cents maybe. So, but if you do that every day, I try to charge when the sun's up. But if I didn't have solar, I just charge every night. Battery day expectations, yeah, I don't know. Tesla paint chips easier than other cars I've owned. See, there's some will. I fixed the paint chips in that video. Super easy. I've never done anything like that, and it worked great. Can you get a Model S? Me? I can't afford a Model S. Emma Taylor, I really appreciate the response. Picking up our Model 3 in 1 to 3 weeks. We keep going back and forth. Back and forth about what? Actually picking it up? You just get it. Oh, on PPF? Yeah, I wouldn't get PPF. That's a lot of, it's thousands of dollars. You know, you could repaint your car in 5 years if you really want. Like, if you were to just walk by my car, you're not going to see anything on it. You're going to see a car. If you're like obsessed with that stuff, then get it. But I think it's too much money. And to add more to this, Jay asked, can you get a Model S? And I said, no, we can't afford it. I do have used Model X on my radar for end of next year. Now, 2 reasons that'll be hard is they're still really expensive, and I want to get Cybertruck, and getting both those at the same time would be ridiculous. But used Model X prices, especially like the early ones, which I know they have some problems, but if I can get a low mileage one, like under 50,000 miles, the prices already today are looking pretty good. So I'm thinking after battery day and another year, when we have the plaid Model X's on the road, I think used Model X's are going to be looking real good. So yeah. Do you think Cybertrucks will start a trend where it's almost cool to have nicks and scratches on your car? Rugged is cool. I don't know. Maybe. I can't wait. If you watch the Monroe teardown of the Y, you can see it's better built and designed. Sky Mogul. Yeah, I would 100% get a Y today over a 3. How is Tesla at Winters? Nikitas, check out my channel. I have a few videos on this. It's awesome. It works great. It's the best car I've ever had. I'm in Michigan. We get lots of snow. Computer tutorial. Someone owns a 1966 Volvo with over 2 million miles. I think I've seen that. They've made some YouTube videos about it. Is the Tesla Model X bulletproof? No. No, it's not. Tai, hello. Max, when do you think rear cross-traffic alert will be available? Rewrite, it would be my guess. So far, only Cybertruck is bulletproof to a handgun. Yeah, barely. I want to know what you guys are feeding that child. We feed her everything she wants. Lots of not any more formula, but milk and meat and lots of vegetables and cheese. She loves cheese. No way. Congrats. The Fold is going to be awesome. I know. I'm so excited for the Fold. I went back and forth so much. I finally got a good deal with Best Buy. So they had a good trade-in offer. Just mentioned Tesla credit card. Tesla could do this and offer savings such as 5% off groceries, 3% off restaurants, and 1% off everything else. Yeah. Looking forward to Fold 2 videos. Thank you, Yes. I appreciate that so much. If you don't know, if you're newer or you haven't heard me say it, I do eventually want to transition this channel into a general tech channel. It's still for the foreseeable future, probably the next few years, to be honest, going to be Tesla focused, but I would like to do more and more videos outside of Tesla. It gives me more to do, and I love tech, and I love talking about it and helping people with it. Steve Cass, I got the Fold 2 as well. I don't know why. Dumb, I guess. No, you're awesome. That's why. Odd flex, but okay. Oh, this super chat was sent from my Galaxy Z Fold 2. Oh, that's what you said. I'm jealous. Thank you. I want that. Did you want me to send you one of my 3D printed basis mount screen things for free? Maybe Vertigo, DM me. I'll let you know. I'm down on any day for that video except the 20th through the 22nd. I'll be in LA then. Just let me know. I will, Ben. It's hard because now it's getting dark out earlier. It would have been perfect to do it after work. Maybe one weekend we can, but and we meet at Rural King. I don't know if I mentioned that, but that's where I want to make that video. Just get a ceramic coating for $400 and call it a day. Yes. Ceramic coating is different than PPF. It doesn't provide the same protections, but $400 for that, I guess, is okay. I still think that's expensive, but black paint is the worst. Avoid black. Also, the paint is garbage. I have tons of chips already. Need to become a paint chip repair expert. Vertigo, my Focus also had tons of paint chips. I think it's because we drive a lot and the cars are fast, but I could be wrong. Do you have rear wheel or I have all-wheel drive, long range? I'm also waiting for Plaid Model X to be released so I can get a used Model X, hopefully newer than Raven. Yes. PPF on the headlights is worth it. It prevents them from yellowing and getting dings. That I could see, Steve, and you could do that yourself. So, how long does it take for a plug-in outlet to charge a Tesla? From zero, a standard wall outlet is going to take you a couple days. You would never want to do that. I mean, you could, but the other thing is, I'm caught up. Yes. Are you streaming on Battery Day? Yeah, I'm going to do a live stream on Battery Day, so look out for that. You just made me think to check my phone's battery that it's not going to die on me. No, we're good. I'm streaming on Battery Day, so look out for that. You would want to get a better plug. Now, you'll never be charging from zero, right? The lowest you'd probably be charging from is maybe 10% or something on a big day. And then hopefully you don't have a lot of driving to do the next day. If you're going to get a Tesla, get a bigger plug, okay? Just don't, I hate to say this because some people, they're not in a situation they can do it. I do not think anyone who has an electric car should have a normal wall outlet. It's not a good way to live. It's not convenient. It's annoying, and it costs you more. You spend less money with a bigger plug, so you should just get a better outlet. I know I use plug and outlet interchangeably. I don't know if that's a Michigan thing or an American thing or what, but I know I do it. I didn't see, hopefully you didn't get don't fold your new phone the wrong way and break it. I don't think I would do that. DirtyTesla. Yeah, I need a new name for the channel. I've been trying to come up with some. I'm scared to change the name. Did you see the Lucid Air show? I didn't, but I'm going to watch it. They had a dog at Tesla by stated they care about fit and finish. Yeah, that's important. All right. When do you think we'll see 2020 Roadster? Well, semis, they're supposed to start pumping out by the end of the year, right? I hope so. I use a plug-in outlet 5 miles an hour for the SR Plus works for me. Will, get a new one. I'm just kidding. I know maybe you can't, but I want to buy the Model 3 Standard Range Plus. Is waiting for the 2021 a good idea, or do you think there's going to be much difference for the 2020 model? The upgrades are sequential. Sequential. They're just rolled out as they come, so there's no way to know. Again, like I've said, I would wait for Battery Day, which is, in a couple weeks. But after that, like if you want the car, just get the car, and something will get updated, and you'll be like, oh, I wish I would have waited, but that didn't happen to me, to be fair. So, okay, I'm gonna answer the last few questions, and we're gonna wrap it up. How is ceramic coating on your windshield done? I love Rain-X on mine, but want something that lasts longer. So I don't have ceramic coating, but I use the I'm tired. I'm so tired. I use the somebody will put it in the comments. I don't remember what it's called. I gotta remember. Whatever. Somebody will put it down there. You guys are smarter than me. And it has worn off on the windshield. It's still perfect on the sides and the back. It has not went away. But I use the Rain-X washer fluid, and that has brought it back. So I'm enjoying that. That was suggested from people on the channel. So, does your YouTube channel provide good side income? I'm curious what the breakthrough was for you. Love your videos. Keep up the great work. Tech Geek. Yeah, it actually does. Again, it's all relative. So I think some people would see what I make and be like, why do you waste your time? And some people would see what I make and be like, oh my gosh, are you crazy? For us, it is, I have had one month so far that I've made more from not YouTube alone, but YouTube related activities than from my full-time job. 1 month. And that's in about 1.5 years of doing this. That's good. That's really good. It's definitely not consistent. It didn't do that for multiple months. I would love to do a YouTube revenue video. I may do that soon. Aquapel, thank you. That's what it was called. I will do one eventually. I would love to do it because I want to share. And sometimes those go viral. But man, when I make these side videos and it's a topic like that it's like, it's a little sensitive. I don't mind sharing, but I talk about that and I'm like, okay, hopefully, it does pretty well. And then it gets like 2,000 views. I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? It's kind of a pain, but yeah. So, all right, rapid fire. We're finishing up. I'm sorry. I think 30 amp plug is minimum requirement. Any updates to Tesla Owners Club here in the area? I've been trying to get together, but I don't think it's going to happen, honestly. I don't think it's going to happen. It's not going to happen this month. How about that? Tesla doesn't use model years. Yep. Have a nice day. Thank you so much. Aquapel, paint chips, facts. You can charge a little faster with a Tesla home charger. A wall outlet that is needed for today's washing machine is powerful enough. Yes. Do a breakdown of your revenue. Do graphene coating and displaces heat and helps prevent water spots. I had a graphene coating company contact me, and to be honest with you guys, I've had reviews that I've been paid for. Never, well, I mean, like, I've done some ads and stuff that I've been paid for, but the most I've been paid for a product was like $300, which is a lot. It was some floor mats like a really long time ago, and I told them that it was a lot of work. Is the thing to do their review of the graphene stuff? It would have been like a couple days worth of work. So I said, yeah, would you pay for this review? Of course I would disclose that and that it's a review, but I still would be totally honest. I'm not gonna like lie. I would never lie about any of the stuff. And they just never responded, so I didn't go through with it. But I wasn't gonna review it for free because it would have been days of cleaning and prepping and to use their products. So how well does autopilot handle merging? It sucks at it sometimes good. Guys, he's a millionaire confirmed from YouTube. Yeah, right. Not even close. Joe, they usually get huge hits, but you'll see. You'll probably see it because you're a fan. It won't get spread. All right, I'm finishing up. I charge on standard. Have a good day. Stay safe. Thank you so much. Enjoy your videos. Thank you. Tesla lane changing depends on how. Love your channel. Thank you so much, Kevin. Are you still using Mad Max? Yes, I'm still using Mad Max. Before you bought Model 3, this is the last one I'm answering. Did you consider any other EVs? Yes, I compared it to the Bolt because the Chevy Bolt, I could get my father-in-law, if you don't know, retired from GM. So I got the GM discount. And wow, 174 people. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. And so I considered the Bolt, but I didn't want it. But I wanted an EV. I had kind of convinced myself at that point. And I'm glad I didn't get it. I don't think I would have a successful YouTube channel with Dirty Bolt. Sounds so messed up. Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. Check out the Discord. If you're interested in solar, email me, dirtyteslayt@gmail.com, and ask questions. Please check out my referral link for solar in the description. I'm trying to get 10 referrals for free Powerwall, and you'll get $100. And I would really appreciate it. So thank you so much. I'm very glad I got a Tesla. I appreciate the talking, the back and forth. 180 people, that's ridiculous. So thank you so much for joining. I will see you all in my next video, which I'm going to try to do tint next, I think. I don't know what's coming up next, but this was tons of fun. Check out the podcast. We have a Discord. We have a Reddit. We have DM me anywhere, Twitter, Instagram. I will respond to DMs. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody. And I will see you around. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.